Fear is the #1 divider in our nation, in the world. And the only way I know to move beyond fear is by becoming acquainted with and being in relationship with people who are different either racially or ethnically or religiously. So to become a volunteer in the Muslim Coalition is to say, I want to get past my fear, and I want you to get past your fear of me.
Today we are serving for the people in need in Hartford at Mercy Shelter.
The Muslim group just come and help to feed the people. At the same time they feed the residents. We serve people from the street and the soup kitchen too. Mondays through Saturdays, it's around 200 to 250 people a day. Since I've been here, I've been seeing the Muslim Coalition coming for the last year. But I just find out they've been coming here for the longest time. The volunteers come and do a great job, even with the residents and the soup kitchen.
And it's something that we do once a month, and Muslims from the community help out and they bring food, and we all help out and serve.
I was one of the leaders for the Walk Against Hunger. This is a major walk in Hartford. There are thousands of people who walk. And as we walked through the streets of Hartford, the Muslim Coalition walkers carried signs that said, Muslims Against Hunger. And it was just awesome to see dramatically that Muslim people cared about the same things that we care about. I worked with volunteers from the Muslim Coalition on the first and second houses of Abraham.
The most effective part was that my father and I walked away saying, this is a group of people who are trying to help, and we felt very welcomed. We worked with Christians and Jews and other Muslims to help. The first time we went, we put a roof on a house.
It was clear that building a home was part of the mission, but then building what we call building the peace is just as important.
We try very hard to get requests from schools, churches, synagogues, if they are interested in listening to people from the Muslim community. So we try very hard to connect them with Muslim speakers.
Recently, I invited a representative from the Muslim Coalition, Riza Mansour, to come to this congregation's confirmation class, which is 31 sophomores, high school sophomores. The most important part of it was that they were able to put a human face on a religious label. And so now, when my students think of Islam, they think of Riza and his warmth and his generosity and his humor, and that's really the way we overcome our fears.
The main thing is to educate the public about Islam and Muslims in America.
It's the coalition who is taking the initiative to do the work that needs to be done on an interfaith basis. They are the ones creating the opportunity for us as non-Muslims to do the interfaith things that we want to do, to stand for the social issues that we believe need to be stood for.
You know, we wanted to be able to give an opportunity for people to come and to learn about the Abrahamic faiths. So by focusing on Prophet Abraham, alayhi salam, we're able to have a Muslim speaker, a Jewish rabbi, and a Christian minister all speak about, you know, this prophet. And so we were able to open the dialogue and say, our religions are very similar. We all hold this man in great regard, and it was just a really great space.
Probably the other thing that works beautifully about those programs, and especially Taste of Ramadan, is that the community is so open when it does those programs, and we are all fasting until sunset. We watch the clock until sunset. We break the fast with iftar, and then we pray Maghrib, and then we have dinner. And all of that was open to the interfaith community. There was the explicit invitation, if you want to stand on the rug with us and pray, you need to respect what we're doing, but we want you with us. And that, I think, is a beautiful interfaith lesson, a community that is that open about who it is. It's lovely stuff.
The interfaith events especially are meant to not only give them an Islamic perspective on different topics, but to show them that Muslims are so committed in doing important work that's not just work that impacts the Muslim community, but all of the public. The Leadership Banquet has been developed to show excellence within the Muslim community, and then also it is an interfaith event to show the Islamic perspective on various social justice issues and let them know the incredible things that Muslims are doing on these issues.
It has grown me up as a person in interfaith. One of the greatest contributions that the Muslim Coalition has made to the interfaith community in Connecticut in the past year is to have the courage to address the issue of religious prejudice and bigotry. Many of us wanted to find ways to speak out and witness and say, this is wrong and we are in support of and in advocacy for the Muslims we know. But it was the coalition who held the press conferences, who held the rallies, who made the press releases, who did the open letters, and gave us the opportunity to respond to that.
The Muslim Coalition is going to take the lead on an initiative called the 9/11 Peace and Reconciliation Forum. This year is going to be the 10th anniversary of 9/11, and whether we like it or not, the Muslim community is going to get a lot of scrutiny this year, and it's time for us to step up and do something about it and address this issue head on. The Eid Carnival is probably the most important community event that we put on every year. Muslim children don't get a chance to really celebrate in the way that they see other people celebrate. So we want to make Eid the way it was meant to be, which is a fun time, family time, community time.
I think it was really, really wonderful to have our celebration in somewhere that was public and that we were really able to get together but also enjoy, spend some time with our friends.
We want to give the community more events for just the Muslim community, and I think that we don't get a lot of big scholars in this area up in Connecticut. So the purpose of visiting scholars is to bring scholars who are nationally recognized to come and do intensives for the community at a very low cost to the community, or no cost if we are able to, and just give them access to spiritual and religious guidance. One of the most exciting projects we are embarking on this year is a collaboration with the Medina Academy that's going to be a sustainable organic community garden. This is going to bring together different Muslim communities to use some of the great land that Medina Academy has now and to plant a garden with the students to create a curriculum for the students that will give us great produce. It's going to be something that will be recognized not just within the Muslim community but outside the Muslim community as efforts to go green. So it's the spring we start planting, and inshallah we'll be harvesting soon.
It was very important for the Muslim community to have their own voices heard about Islam and Muslims in America.
As a Muslim convert, when I first converted, I was wondering whether I would ever be a part of a community. If MCSD had not been there, my role in the community would have been much different and possibly not as active. It was a catalyst for me getting active, and I think it can serve that as a catalyst for others to also get active.
There were neighborhoods in America where black people could not buy a house in 1960. And that's all changed because there were people who were courageous. And there are people who are courageous in the Muslim Coalition. And they will take risks to invite and to accept invitations.